Hi, here is Simon speaking of 3dalmanac.com. Welcome to today's episode, another March Madness 2017 episode with some interesting products that were released in week number 4. So let's get started. And the first product we are looking at today is Ricked Water Iray 2 by Sickle Yield. It's a collection of liquid props, some classes, some shaders, some bubble things. Let's have a look. So you see here the different props, the classes with liquid props included, standalone liquid props in the folder before. So let's load a class that is currently poured in and see how it looks. So you see the water shader, the background and the lighting are not ideal, so it's not the best way to see it right now. So let's load it into a studio setting, and here you see it a little bit better. So let's have a look at the shaders that are included. So chin shader, the next one is a milk shader. Here you see the milk pouring in the glass. Selecting all the relevant surfaces, and then here is a rum shader. Different water shaders, also for different scales, different presets for different scales of the shaders here. So for some shader, the scale of the water is relevant for them looking good. This is a different water one, a little bit more greenish one. And a whiskey shader. And last but not least, I hope you don't drink it daily, a blood shader for the vampire in you. Could also be tomato juice. So now let's see here at the liquid prop. You see this is rigged. You have a lot of different parts. And when we go into the a lot more there, and if you go into the properties, you can see we can move a part of this liquid prop, twist it, move it to different sides. And you can already see here, you have to be careful that it still looks realistically, but I think it gives you a good idea what the possibilities are. So, and because of you have so much different areas in this or riggings, bones in this rigging, if you only change each of the bones a little bit, you get a smooth and natural looking curve. That's a little bit too much for now to quickly show, so but I think you get the idea. See, it's a very big prop. You can the thick end you can hide in something where you're pouring the liquid out of. Now you can get an idea if you only do slight changes at each stage, at each bone. You get something that is looking fine. So again, the same with water shader again. But you can see if you fine-tune this can look very realistically pretty fast. So you see there are a lot of props, bubble, columns, different water things, but now let's test one of the big water, let's say basins, that you can use as volumetric water in a lot of scenes around one. So let's zoom in again so that we have a underwater camera and add P3D Marie in her bikini to the scene. Also included in the set are a couple of swimming and jumping poses. Let's try out one. Here we go. Let's turn her a bit. That looks better. Maybe zoom in. Yes, this looks like a nice jump into the water. And you can see we also added some bubbles to her nose. There's bubbles coming out of the nose smart prop. Here you can see it better in this swimming pose. That is parented to the nose or to the head, I'm not 100% sure, and it moves with each pose that you put in there. So there's probably a lot to see here, a lot more to see, but I think you get the idea. I think that's a nice and resourceful set, nothing that you can just put out and click some buttons and get a great render, but good resources that have a lot of flexibility and possibilities, so something good to have in your library. So the second product we're going to look at today is Jaque for Genesis 3 Male by Xavier Michel, I believe he's pronounced. I hope I did this correctly. Let's load Jaque into the scene. Let's see a couple of options for the materials. We'll look at this in a detail. You can see all the chance mat is included. There are a couple of shapings, body and head separately, and some navel and nipple shapings that we're going to apply now. So next, add the chance and the matching texture or the matching material. Looks a bit suspicious to me. Let's see how it looks in the render. Yeah. So what looked a little bit suspicious is really there. So nice looking skin, nice looking body morph, but you can see the chan mat is not totally adjusted. A quick look from behind. Also looking quite nice. And let's give him something to wear for the rest of the review. Yeah, very nice made body shape, muscular but not too He-Man like. So let's try the tattoo skin option, showing up nicely, also matching the type of the person quite well. There's also some facial hair option. Adds a nice touch. So let's go into a close-up. Yeah, while matching to the bushy eyebrows. And there's a lot of funny eye options, a lot of two-colored eye options. Also some same colored option. You can see here a blue and green combination. Always a question, is this a good extra for a character, or is it then more distracting? Here you see a more normal eye color, and here a brown and two different brown tones. And last but not least, the 3D goggles combination, blue and red. Looking funny, but maybe a nice effect for some cases. So that's all for today. Only those 2 products out of week 4. Jaque is a nice character, nice body morph, nice head morph, some issues with a chance texture, but maybe there's going to be an update, and for most uses it doesn't matter anyway. So a nice character to add to the smaller male section of your library. So probably not a must-have, but a nice character that is probably worth its money. So thank you for joining us today. Please subscribe our YouTube channel, leave comments if you want to, and thank you for joining, and goodbye.